On this edition of the Sports Desk, the final baseball team is tallied and previewed. The West Warriors are trying to get back to their former glory, so we asked them, what's your story? There are two South soccer players who add more to the team than just leadership. It's talent and a few other things. You have to watch it all to catch it all. Plus, announcing state champion wrestler, wrestling for the North Saxons, is 103-pounder Johnson Mai. We get to know him off the mats. Get fired up because it starts right now. Hello and welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm your host, Bonnie Prickett. How was your bracketology this season? I did better last season. Good luck if any of your teams, your favorite teams that is, are still going for the NCAA championship. Let's now talk about baseball. The Sports Desk has broken down all of the baseball teams except for one. We've covered the Torrance Tartars. We talked about how they're looking for the league title and to go all the way to the CIF finals again. As for South, they're looking to use their speed, use of small ball, and they're pitching to see the postseason. North is hoping to utilize a large number of their key returners to their advantage in the Pioneer League, and the Knights are looking to try and place in the Delray League. So that leaves us with the Bay League's West Warriors. The Warriors have a winning tradition, and they're trying to get back to it this season. It's interesting because they have 7 key returners on the roster, but there isn't one or two that stand out more than the rest. This, by some estimates, is a good thing when it comes to the sport of baseball. You know, there are very defined roles, and with so many ready to step up, there are benefits. Let's go ahead and meet a few of the key returners at West. This year's West Warrior baseball team has many strengths from the outfield and a few big bats. Junior starter Teddy Kerwin fills us in on what else makes them strong.
It's a different team than last year. We're a lot more focused, and we know what we want to do, and we have a goal, and we're going to get to it.
While the Warriors might have a hard time winning Bay League, they definitely have the goal of seeing the postseason. And losing Trevor Neer and Luke Plosick to graduation might hurt them a little, but there's an upside for Warrior coach Juan Cueva.
Depth. We can move guys around, which makes it good for us in terms of competition, because if one guy decides to kind of sit back and take a pitch off, we've got another guy that's drooling to get in there and play. So that helps us out a lot.
How much does that motivate the guys? Are they a little bit scared of maybe losing their position in the lineup or their position out on the field?
I wouldn't say they're scared. I would say they stay on edge a little bit so that they take advantage of the opportunities, and it's been a benefit for us.
There are a lot of benefits to having a big team, particularly with a lot of key returners. Just ask Austin Waters.
Our strengths as a team would probably be our connection as a whole together, bonding, and just becoming better on the field as we progress, which is pretty good.
It's great to be a family, but it's also good to be realistic about your capabilities.
As a team, we're not going to overpower anyone, but we come together really well, and we play well as a team. So we're going to be scrappy, and we're going to stay in every game. Nobody's going to blow us out this year, so we'll be in every game.
Compared to the rest of the teams, we're really small. We're not going to hit the ball out. We're try to play small ball, get the ball on the ground, not do too much. For pitching, just work ahead. We're not going to blow it by anybody, but just get ground balls, get pop flies, and work with what we got.
The Warriors are taking the preseason to shuffle around a few key components that might be weak until league begins.
Our weaknesses is experience on the mound. We've got a lot of guys that are going out there and pitching for the first time at the varsity level. That's kind of what our biggest question mark was at this point.
The Warriors are going to expect a lot of Colin Nelson, Daniel Timmerman, Teddy Kerwin, and even sophomore Joey Notch up on the mound. The key returners also include Shuntayama and Johnny Palmer in the outfield. And the quarterback from the football team is Austin Waters. He plays catcher and first base.
which speaks to the depth that the Warriors have on their roster this season. And if they use all of that and their talent just right, it should be easy to round the bases in the Bay League.
So the West Warriors' key losses are Trevor Neer. He's over at El Camino College, and Luke Klosik is over there too. He's a redshirt. Go ahead and support them. We'll have them later on in the show. Let's go ahead and take a look at their key returners. Just a real quick list. Thomas Bray, again, depth. You see he's first base and an outfield. Teddy Kerwin is a first base and a right-handed pitcher. Colin Nelson, another right-handed pitcher and anywhere on the infield. Johnny Palmer, an outfield, and Shun Tayama out there in the outfield. Daniel Timmerman had a couple of great shows in the preseason already. He's also an outfielder. And finally, Austin Waters is a catcher and first baseman. That's it for the West Baseball preview. So we've now wrapped up all of the baseball teams. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scores and how they've done this last week. We're going to start with the West baseball team. Daniel Timmerman threw a no-hitter against crosstown rival North last week. He gives a lot of his credit to his defense and for the offense. Tayama, Waters, Joey Notch, and Javier Galvin had 2 hits apiece in the 9-0 win. Their record after this game stands at 5 wins and 4 losses. Over in the North Saxons, they've had better starts to their season for sure. They couldn't get but 2 hits off of a peninsula, and they lost by 5 runs. They got ready for the Redondo tournament for sure, and in pool play at home, they hosted Santa Monica, winning the game 5-4 and breaking a slump. Credit goes out to Jack Kennedy, Charlie Poe, and Brandon Gideon. They all showed up big for the Saxons. And over at South, Brady Sane has kept his boys busy. They are gaining nothing but experience before heading into league. After losing to Samo 5-4, they took out their frustrations on La Mirada, and Gunnar Johnson set up Mike Esparza to score the winning run in a close game that the Spartans had to work hard to finish. And I think they lost a 5-run lead in the 4th, so they did come back. Congrats to them. They now stand at 4-7 after the La Mirada result. The Knights are feeling all right after a 5-4 win over gritty Hawthorne. They couldn't keep on the lid, though, in a devastating loss to St. Paul. That was a Delray League game, and had a few bright moments, though, brought to you by Andy Bershinger, Andrew Garvey, and Mitch Pruitt. The Knights will continue their Delray League play this week. And finally, let's talk about the team that everybody wants to know about, the Torrance Tartars, in the doubleheader against Redondo at home. There was a chance for the Tartars to shine and learn. Trent Gilbert's 3 hits, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs helped the Tartars to win in their first game, but Redondo had their number in the second of 2 with a 3-run homer in the 3rd inning. Torrance would continue to dominate, though, in a 6-1 win over Westchester. The record going into this week stands at 8-3. Let's go ahead and talk about softball now. And whatever the West coach, Corey Dons, is saying and doing, keep doing it. And ladies, keep following it, because his Warriors are dominating. They continue a win streak as well. Kelsey Sakamoto was 2 for 2, which included a triple and 5 ribbies. And Kelly Atkinson showed up big, going 3 for 4 and added another 3 runs. Kemi Takahashi was solid on the mound for the Warriors, tossing a 1-hitter with 4 strikeouts and no walks in this win over Marlboro. Let's go ahead and jump over to North now. North hosted Santa Fe for a good old-fashioned doubleheader and butt kicking. The Saxons won by 4 runs in the first game and really capped it off, winning 8-1 in the second game. Coco Ta'ali'i, Monique Gonzalez, and Vanessa Gonzalez helped the Saxons to the victories. Congratulations. And the Knights are taking their chances in the Delray League. They couldn't get past St. Paul, losing by 2 runs, but boy did they show some progress and grit, winning against LaSalle 7-2. With only win so far, that win was a much-needed boost. So if you didn't see your team on the board, that probably means they had the week off. A little side note from the Lady Knights. Jessica Reyes signed her letter of intent to pitch at the College of St. Mary out in Omaha, Nebraska. Congratulations to you. Now, let's now talk about the athletes who stood out as CIF members of their all-CIF teams. When we talk about elite athletes, these are the kind of athletes we are talking about. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to these big prep players and their division. The Knights basketball player Tyler Hardy helped his team all the way to the quarterfinals and himself to a Division III AA honor. It should be no surprise that Kristen Ale and Chelsea Aaron of the Lady Knight basketball fame were given a spot on the very competitive Division IV AA team. Kristen Ale will continue her dominance on scholarship at Cal Poly up there in SLO. Aaron is a junior and she'll be back next year. In soccer, the COT must be impressed with the players on this list. Defender Austin Lone of West High fame got a coveted spot in the big Division I. That's huge, by the way. Kevin Callanan over at Bishop Monty was dubbed forward and midfielder in Division IV. Good job. And of course, we all saw Claudio Rodriguez's smooth moves on the North soccer field. It's no doubt he should be on the list as well. The South Spartans coach Brad Gomez is lucky to have Jessica Nakai and Tina Yagiani back for next year. Portland Cerrito is a forward who helped lead her Torrance Charters to the Pioneer League crown and herself to a spot in the Division IV team. Congrats to all of the athletes who made that list. And of course, you got to congratulate their teammates, their coaches, and their parents. Quite an honor. Coming up after the break, we get a chance to meet dominant Spartan soccer players who bring more to the field than just talent and leadership. Stick around and we'll catch up with Tina and Kristen after this.
It's one of the most watched and upsetting episodes of Intervention ever. It's about me, when I was huffing or inhaling everyday household products to get high. I survived, a lot of people don't. The National Institute on Drug Abuse says 1 in 5 American teens have used inhalants to get high. When these normally safe products are abused, inhalants are a gateway to even more serious forms of drug abuse and can cause brain injury or death. I'm sober now, but huffing nearly took my life. Learn more at inhalant.org.
Never look a howler monkey in the eye. Fried ants are delicious. We finished a clinic in a rainstorm.
Really?
My students actually ended up teaching me.
In la keg, a la king.
Think managing a sales team is tough. Try working with 5 different villages. After 2 months, I was ready to quit, but after 2 years, I didn't want to leave. I didn't know I had it in me.
Turn 2 years of service into a lifetime of experience. To all the Peace Corps volunteers, past, present, and future, thank you for your service to your country and the world.
Look around you. 1 in 4 kids in the U.S. faces hunger. It's not always easy to see the signs, but in this land of plenty, there are kids that don't know where they will get their next meal. Join Share Our Strength in Food Network and take the pledge to end childhood hunger here in America by 2015. Learn how at NoKidHungry.org. Their next meal could come from you.
Welcome back. You saw Tina Yagiyayan on all CIF team. Congrats. Let's now get to know one of her teammates as well. This girl has helped the soccer program to dominance and maintain its prominence. Kristen Yorn is the other one who, without Tina, might just be another soccer player. Karen Bright punches in this profile just for you.
South Soccer is known for its winning tradition, and captains senior Kristen Yorn and junior Tina Yagiyayan know exactly what it takes to be the best. Both varsity players since they were freshmen, they've played to the CIF semifinals or further every year of their South Soccer careers, winning it all in 2009. Before they were co-captains, Yorn and Yagiyayan grew up playing soccer together along with several other Spartan teammates, and they think it's one of the keys to the Spartans' success.
What was it? Her dad was the coach. We were 10 to 12. I think that's when we were on the same team.
Super young.
Oh God.
So like half of our the high school team we were on Poison Ivy, like the select team, and
we've known each other for so long, and I think that helps with the chemistry on like high school, that we just kept growing and growing in our friendships, and we became just one happy like family, and it's been a family ever since then.
Another factor the captains point to is their experience on varsity as freshmen. They say that although intimidating, it's what set the expectation of excellence they've carried on as they've grown to lead the Spartan squad.
It was me, Callie Hokup, and Alex Kosoff, and we were the only 3 little freshmen, and there was 13 seniors, so that was really intimidating, so we just had to live up to their expectations.
Although their soccer resumes are similar, each captain brings a distinctly different brand of leadership to the team that, when put together, help keep South at the top of their game.
She's usually the one that's like loud and goofing off, and I'm usually the one who has to like get us like focused and like focus her sometimes. But we have fun. We like even each other out, so it works out good.
The yin and the yang balance the team out, making South a hard-working, intense team that likes to kick back and have fun when the time is right. According to Yorn and Yegiayan, the coaching style of head coach Brad Gomez encourages the team to do just that, and in turn motivates them to work as hard as they can.
He really he pumps us up. Like he knows when it's time to be like serious and when it's not. So I mean, like we have our moments where we can like laugh with him and goof off, but like when it comes to games, like he knows what to tell us to get to the point to win. So it helps.
Like she said, he's a great coach. He loves us, and he's put so much time into us, and I think that's what also like gets us motivated for him too, because he does so much for us. We just want to win it for him too.
No team's complete without hidden talents, superstitions, or the proper pregame pump-up. South Soccer is no exception, and Tina Yegiayan lets us in on a few of their secrets.
I kiss my CIF ring before every game. I always have to have Aaron Visalia put on my headgear, or else we cannot play, we cannot start the game unless Aaron puts on my headgear. Eminem, Lose Yourself. Me and Tori Cooper would sing that. We sang the whole rap and everything, but we have like an own little pump-up CD rather than just like one song. Kristen actually made it.
This season, South went 19-6-4 with a second-place Pioneer League finish, playing to the CIF semifinals. Next season, Spartan Soccer will be without Yorn for the first time in 4 years, but both Kristen and Tina expect to see the team to continue their winning tradition. Reporting for the Sports Desk, I'm Karen Bright.
Thanks, Karen, for that fun look, and thanks to Soccer City for hosting the girls, and congratulations on a great season to the South Spartans. Coming up after the break, we're going to take a look at Johnson Mine, the first of his kind at North High, and we get a chance to meet this 103-pound guy off the mats.
Hi, I'm Jenny Garth. As a mom, there's nothing more important to me than seeing my kids smile. That's why I've teamed up with the American Association of Orthodontists to shine a light on the importance of a healthy, beautiful smile. We all want to look our best, and an attractive smile is part of it. Getting your child an orthodontic checkup can make a huge difference in their future. Orthodontists straighten teeth and jaws. And if braces are needed, today's hip models let kids sport their own personal style during treatment. To learn more, visit braces.org.
If I ride, I will know the way the trees smell after the rain. I will grow a heart so strong that hospitals will take Tuesdays off. If I ride uphill, I will eventually get to ride downhill. That's how it works. If I ride, my breath will fill the air instead of smoke and car exhaust. If I ride, road rage will turn into laughter. And I won't be a boy or a girl. I will just be a rider. If I ride, I will be strong.
Are you playing a dangerous game with the future of America's citrus? Move a citrus plant, and you could be spreading a disease that kills citrus. On its own, the disease can't move far, but in a car, an infected plant can travel miles. Move a citrus plant, and it could be game over for our citrus. Now it's your turn. Please, don't risk citrus. Don't move citrus. Learn more at saveourcitrus.org. A message from the USDA.
Welcome back. North Wrestling carries the prestige of being one of the best squads in Southern California. They kept the Pioneer League title for 10 consecutive years, so it's no wonder that they had a state champion in 103-pound Johnson Mai. Or is it? He's the first state champion in the school's history and the first to bring the South Bay a CIF title since the mid-90s. I went to the North Wrestling room to get to know what makes this grappler tick. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Perseverance, practice, raw talent. The ingredients of a champion are many, but you might not think the humor is one of them. But state champion wrestler Johnson Mai is a pretty funny guy. Or so he says.
I'm kind of a, not really a class clown, but I like to make jokes, during class, make people laugh, but then...
Do they laugh?
Yeah, of course.
Behind that sly smile, there's a quietly confident wrestler who takes his training during wrestling season very seriously, and it doesn't allow much of a social life.
The wrestling season, the girl is wrestling, That's my girlfriend during wrestling season. So, and then social, I have 8 months for social, and then the other 4 months for wrestling. So that's just how I do it. And then studying time, I just get it done somehow.
Johnson comes from a family of wrestling. He's the youngest of the 3 boys in his family. His 2 older brothers, Kenny and Kevin, made their own mark on the North Wrestling program, but he's the only one to ever get a state title.
My success was because of them, So they just, because I won that state title, it's kind of part of them because they helped me to get to the point where I'm at, and then that's the closest they can get.
Johnson gives his brothers a lot of credit, but Coach Luke Santos deserves many accolades too.
Coach, isn't I refer him as my friend, Luke is my friend, and he's my coach at the same time. So it's kind of awkward. I know Luke to that point where I don't need to call him coach, he already knows. I mean, Luke is like more of a mentor, someone who tries to look out for me and, guide me.
While Mai is only a junior, there are a lot of wrestlers on the North squad that looked up to him for guidance. And that has everything to do with his philosophy on the mat.
He's tough. He's a great wrestler.
What makes Johnson a great wrestler?
It's just his attitude. He's always going out there and just doesn't stop wrestling.
And that speaks to Johnson's perseverance, allowing him to help his team to win dozens of meets and different levels of competition. Being a wrestler, and a winning one at that, Johnson has learned a few things in life that a lot of us don't learn until much later.
Because wrestling teaches you how to be a good person, how to, overcome obstacles. And then I just tell myself that just do what you got to do to succeed in life, and just, see what destiny takes me,
And destiny definitely has a stellar plan for this stellar athlete and all-around good guy.
And congratulations again to Johnson and the whole North Saxon wrestling squad. He's a junior, and you have other wrestlers that are bound to make it there next year. And so we've talked baseball, softball. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the boys volleyball scores. The Torrance Tartars surprised not only themselves, but El Segundo in a huge win. North hosted Redondo for a non-league match and lost 3-1, taking their overall record to 9-9. And that match definitely gets them ready for Pioneer League. And the Knights are struggling this year, and even with a stellar talent on the roster, they're going through a tough preseason as they get ready for the tough Delray League ahead. They fell to Peninsula 3 games. They begin league play this week. And looking at South, they've been keeping busy. After 25-17, 22-25, 15-12 first round win over Cyprus. In a tournament, South dropped a quarterfinal match to St. John Basco. South, however, rebounded 25-19, 25-23 with the win over Mayfair for the 5th place. Kenichi Hackman had 17 kills and 10 blocks, and Andy Gage also had 17 kills, and Vinny Rios had 15 kills for South, who are now 15-4. Let's go ahead and take a look at the way to get in touch with us over here at the Sports Desk. If you have any ideas for the show, please give us a call at the number that will be on your screen right there. 310-618-5762 is the number. Email us at thesportsdesk@torranceca.gov. And as you can tell from the times when you voted for the highlights, we do read your emails. You can view all of our shows online at torranceca.gov. Now, if you can't see it, be sure to install the converter if you have Mac. And all of the shows should be updated pretty soon on YouTube, just to let those of you who are wondering know. That's all the time we have for you today. Thanks so much for joining us. Next week, be sure and watch. We've got some surprises in the works for you. Thanks.